A warm welcome to all my lovely audience on Icy Tales today. My name is Hiba and I am your host for this wonderful session. Today we have with me a very beautiful individual. Yes, you heard that right. She's a pageant coach, she's a grooming expert, and she's also an image coach for women and kids. She's certified from the London School of Trends, and I'm very honored to have you here with me, ma'am. Join me in welcoming Miss Komal Kiran, who is a wonderful individual from her end. How are you, ma'am, and how does it feel to be here?
First of all, thank you so much for this warm welcome, Hiba. It was really nice to hear all kind words. And yes, I'm doing good. Mumbai's monsoon are ensuring that everyone feels great and romantic all the time.
Let's keep that
So
spark going on, even though we are in the digital space. So, with that being said, I think we should get started because I'm very happy to see how this goes. Can we get started?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, please.
So, when I saw that you were a pageant coach, I was very curious to see the nature of your job. So, what is it like to be a pageant coach?
I like to say, see, being a pageant coach definitely feels very overwhelming
Mm,
because I should pat my back that I came to the other side. I was myself a trainee, I was a contestant,
mm,
and now I'm on the other side training girls.
mm,
So I did it with my own efforts and hard work that I turned the tables literally.
yep.
But on the one hand, as it feels, overwhelming, I feel very good about it.
Mm,
There's also a sense of responsibility because I know that I'm the torch bearer to many girls, and young kids also. So it's like I know I have to keep updating my knowledge.
mm,
So I always ensure that I am updated about everything in the market.
right.
Also, many beauty pageants, they take me on board as the official coach. So again, my knowledge needs to be up to the mark, all the
Right.
time. So, like I started with I when I was a pageant participant, I myself got trained from 3 academies. Then I got some in-house experience on the
Mm,
field into
right.
2 beauty pageants. Then I went ahead and did my image consulting. Recently, as you mentioned, I completed my fashion styling from London School of Trends. And till date, I keep pursuing so many certificate courses. I'll keep myself updated. I keep reading articles. I
Mm,
follow so many people where I know that from their page I can gain something.
yep.
So it's a mix of both the things. One way I feel good, other way I know that I have to be true to my image.
Yes.
So it's
Very
like
nice to see that you highlighted on both the good side and the bad side. So very nice to see that you're balancing between the two. So great job on that. Also on your page, I saw so many reels on your academy, which is Komal Kiran Academy. So I was very curious about that as well. Tell us something about it.
so Komal Kiran Academy. See, I have been training girls since the day I came out of my pageant. I got invitations, that ma'am come on board and train our girls.
Yep.
So it was like since 6 years I have been training,
Mm-hmm.
but formally I set up my this academy 4 years back
Right.
because I felt there was a void of institutes, proper learning institutes, which taught trainees in a customized way. Like not everyone has got same need, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a woman comes to me for a makeover,
Mm-hmm.
not everyone wants to learn, advanced makeup.
Right.
Not everyone needs to learn communication skills. Most of us are good with English, the language, and all.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I do is first I do an analysis session with my
Mm-hmm.
trainees, prospective trainees, and then I decide how we move ahead on it.
Yep.
Also, there was one more thing, like what till date it hurts me is that one major part in our society that is missing is the etiquette training.
Right.
It is in western countries really value these things.
Yep.
How you sit, your body language, how you dine, how you shake hands, how you present visiting cards. There are so many things, and trust me, these things matter.
Yes.
It helps you stand apart in the crowd. Why we say someone becomes cynosure of all eyes
Mm-hmm.
if there are two women entering together,
Mm-hmm.
both don't grab all the attention, right? Because
Right.
a woman who's impeccably dressed, she has got good communication skills, her body language is confident, she has worn decent makeup. So again, like one more thing I saw, like when we talk about makeup, women feel very apprehensive. They feel, no, makeup nahi meri skin pe acha nahi lagta hai, mujhe nahi acha lagta hai. Makeup, one is they feel that it will spoil the skin. While it
Yeah.
is not so. If you use good makeup,
Mm-hmm.
it rather, I feel over the time, you feel your skin gets better. And also, the makeup which doesn't suit people is the one which they get done from beauty parlors who,
Mm-hmm.
go overdo the makeup thing. Once a woman learns to do her own makeup, she knows what product suits her, what tone suits her. it's not possible a woman doesn't love makeup. So, looking at all these void in the society, one more thing what I realized is that when anyone is trained for beauty pageants, two very important areas are usually missed out, which are so crucial. One is the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
So your intro round is the elimination round. This is the very first round.
Yes.
And first time a trainee can impress the jury members, that trainee stays in their mind, So intro is very important. And then Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
So usually ISO academies are focusing on the ramp walk and posing. That is also equally important. But see, Q&A, there is a very big testimony why Sushmita won, over Aishwarya, or I should say she got it one level higher, because the difference was Q&A. So beauty pageants are looking for not only beauty, they are
Yep.
looking for brains over beauty, So
Mhm.
looking at all this void, I felt it was the right time I should set up my academy where I train women and kids into proper aspects. And
Yep.
that is how my academy came into existence.
Yes, very, very nice story on your academy, I must say. Very inspirational, and you're helping a lot of girls get better. So great job on that. And also, in your answer, you were mentioning a lot about grooming, experting, and etiquette. So, how important do you think image is in today's world, and what role do grooming experts play?
See, one thing is current times in which you are living. Okay, there's a very famous saying by Sean Ashmore, which says
Mhm.
that style is a reflection of your personality and your attitude, right? So when I say personality and attitude,
Mhm.
if you can work on your personality, you work on the individual aspects of personality, your confidence, communication skills, your body language, your makeup, your dressing, automatically you get that attitude because you feel confident,
Yes.
and then you are bound to be stylish. Okay, now why it is important to look stylish is because we are living in times where it is like a second skin. It's undeniable.
Yes.
A person who's very intelligent but not well dressed, and well dressed also means there are so many smaller finer aspects, and
Mhm.
another person who fully educated but is well dressed, he or she knows how to carry herself. There are no creases on dress, no spots, and everything is perfect. You can also feel what image one makes.
Yes.
And then you must have, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Why not make it your best?
Yes.
That is a typical example why I literally call it gift wrapping. I always tell everyone gift is also important, but the wrapping is also equally important. We are living in such scenario.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
That is something that you have to say about image management, and I think our audience will get a lot of insights from your saying. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on that. Also, you mentioned that you train a lot of women and young girls to achieve success. I think this is something great that you do. So I'm sure in this way you learn something through this entire process. So what is your major learnings through this process?
Looking at my trainees and their struggles and what all they have achieved, like many of our trainees have achieved crowns,
Yep.
what I feel, what we say, no, nothing is impossible. It really happens, it's like it's all in your brain, because I have seen women of various weights, various ages, they grab crowns because
Mhm.
they work on it.
Yes.
Nothing is impossible in the sense when they want, it should come from within. If that fire is there, I have seen so many women, my one trainee was 80 years old. Will you believe 80? She walked the ramp and she looked so lovely. And for her finale, she literally pampered herself. She bought so much new jewelry. She wore the gajra, properly draped sari. So whatever is there, it's over here. So especially with women, I see they, somehow they restrict themselves. They need to come out, and nothing is impossible for them. Also, one more thing, what I teach my trainees also, manifestations, what we say, the whole book, secret, if you might have read, the gist of the book is this much only, that the secret is that manifest positive dreams, so I have seen it happening when I was trainee, and then I acted in TV shows, and so many times I felt that if I'm harvesting some dream, something I really want, what this whole universe conspires in helping you get that,
Right.
that really works. So
Yes.
this has been my seriously learning, which I have seen happening in front of my eyes so many times.
Positive manifestation. I think that sums up the whole
Hmm.
answer. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for sharing your thoughts on that. I also noticed that you do image coaching for kids. So I'm sure you have some experience with them. Tell us something about this process in a whole.
Kids are like, they have been my favorite student. I'll tell you, because one is they enjoy the session. Okay, they will thoroughly enjoy. I have had kids from 4 years, who can barely walk, choo choo karke they walk like that, but they enjoy the session and their energy is contagious. I also feel so all pepped up,
Mm-hmm.
and they are lovely.
Yes.
My kids have learned ramp walk, they learn etiquette, especially dining skills, how to hold fork, how to manage chopsticks, and
Mm-hmm.
their kids are curious to learn everything. They'll come to me for question answer round. They even ask questions. My recently my two girls who had won the crown, they were so curious. They
Mm-hmm.
took a whole list of questions for me, of 500 questions they took, for their pageant. And they
Okay.
were what, like, yeah, one was 8 or 10, something like that, in that age bracket. And they would practice the answers. They would send me their recordings, and then they would be behind my life. Ma'am, आपने check किया? Ma'am, आपने check किया? बताओ. So I feel that, I don't know, it's the raw energy or their innocence. I don't know what, but they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, kids want to learn everything,
Yes.
and they put energy. They enjoy the process. That's the best part. So
Yes.
kids are my favorite student. And
I could see the energy on your face when you started answering the question, shows how much you enjoy working with them. So great job on answering that. Also, my next question is in this field itself. So I'm sure you would have seen a lot of people who feel demotivated. They don't possess this self-love. So what message do you want to give to such people watching this video today?
see, I'll tell you, to anyone who's struggling with any such issue, see, there's lots of help available, especially, see, in today's times
Mm-hmm.
when internet, through internet, whole world is on your fingertips. There's so much of help.
Mm-hmm.
But then first step you have to take. It's always, everyone will be there to listen to you. And I again and again tell it to women, especially for women, first step you have to take. A woman forces her husband, she'll force her kids to go ahead and do and all, but when it comes to themselves, they need to take that first step.
Yes.
Call it a barrier, call it a mindset, some taboos, but women have to do it. But once if you take that first step, you are going to love yourself, because when you groom your any aspect, you groom and you undergo makeover, even if
Yes.
one small aspect, forget going complete makeover. I say, even if a woman who comes to me, I get her done a good haircut,
Mm-hmm.
it changes her look. I
Correct.
myself, when I got it done first time from my hairstylist,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I never knew I can look so gorgeous, so confident. So a small help. Once, see, if she took first step, she's determined, okay, I'm going for a haircut.
Yep.
She gets it done. She'll feel more confident.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a never ending journey. It's not going to stop then.
Yes.
Then, she feels she'll explore makeup. She
Mm-hmm.
will take more steps. She'll work on her dressing.
Correct.
But that all happens for any type of self-love. You need to literally love yourself. You need to do
Correct.
something for yourself. Just take that first step. And I feel it's never too late. At
Yes.
any age, any person who wants to do, there's so much of help available.
Yes.
That's what I feel.
Everything begins in oneself, and your answer did great justice to that. So, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on that, ma'am. So, I think being in this profession for a very long time, you must have something that you admire the most. So, what is something that you love about being in this profession?
It sounds like I am being boastful, but I feel I am empowering women, and I
Yes.
like that thing. So there have been times when I haven't charged for my sessions, because I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you might have heard, Madeleine Albright said, and I was attending that conference when she said, and it was for Economic Times. She said there is a special place reserved in hell for women who don't help other women. It is, it, like, it somehow, maybe it resonated with my thought process. So I
Yep.
really felt good. I have always believed in helping women. And I feel good also about it. Again, as I told you, I feel responsible also. But the best part about my profession is that God has given me that chance where I can help women, and I really like that part. So when I'm invited as a speaker to sessions, I try that, it just doesn't get philosophical. It can get very preachy. In fact, I try to add some tips to it so that women have got some takeaways.
Yes.
Even if for small things, small changes they can do, it's good for them. So I guess that's the best part about my profession. I feel privileged for that.
Yes. And ma'am, it's not boastful, it's very, very beautiful because you are really empowering a lot of women. So great job
When
on all you're doing.
you say it sounds beautiful. No, when I say, I feel, I hope I'm not going overboard. But
Yeah,
it's a fact, you know.
understood.
It's good.
Great job on that. So with that being said, we've now come to the last question. This is a very optimistic question, so you can tell us as much as you want. So I'm sure being in this industry, you must have some future plans or future goals. So if you have something, how do you wish on achieving them?
See, Hiba, I'll same thing. The premises on which my academy was set up, I have to work on that.
Yep.
I'll say, okay, forget millennials. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
youth, today's youth, they are not even aware of, etiquettes, sophistication, elan with which they should
Mm-hmm.
speak or conduct or carry themselves. Now, why is this gap? Because every school teaches you English, maths, Hindi, everything. Why they don't teach image building to kids? It is so vital in current times, and in
Yep.
coming times, it's going to get more and more important.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is how we differentiate. Finally, IQ, everyone is going to be intelligent. We see kids
Yes.
scoring 97, 99%.
Yes.
How do you differentiate kids? Is how they'll present themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? So why schools are not stressing on it? So, this is one thing I wanted to become a part of their curriculum, wherein at least basics of everything should be taught. Most of the kids nowadays, they go to foreign, to Western countries for studies, for jobs. It shouldn't be so that they don't even know their basic manners. It is really vital.
Yes.
And there's a small thing like, we say communication. If a child's language command is good, we feel he or she is very good with communication. It is not so. There are so many aspects of non-verbal communication as well. The
Mm-hmm.
cues which other person takes from you while you are speaking, which you didn't say,
Yep.
so those all also hold equal value, and that is where I'm in talks with few schools and colleges where I plan to make this as a subject into their curriculum, maybe once a week subject, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe a workshop, an extra class. But I feel at least youngsters, they should be good at it. I don't like when I go and someone presents me her visiting card in not a proper way. So I feel, see, in our countries it's okay, acceptable, but when they go abroad and they are doing like this, it doesn't feel good.
Yes.
So that is what is my future, and
Yes.
I'm working on it in talks with few people. Let's see. I hope I get to convert it.
I just hope when I was back in school, this concept was there because it would have helped me and a lot of other girls as well to get better. But nevertheless, the coming generation is going to do great, all thanks to your efforts and your ideologies. So, on behalf of the team
Yeah.
of Icy Tales, we would like to wish you all the very best for your future plans and goals. We really hope you come out in bright colors.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hiba. Your kind words feel so good. Even when you started, I was so happy to see your smiling face.
Make my day, ma'am. Thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for doing this with us today.